everybody. Just a quick update on what's going on. I messaged my oncologist yesterday, and he got back to me today, and he said that we're not changing my medications, so I'll be doing some more chemo. We're going to talk more about that in a couple of days, but he just confirmed that I'm going to be having more chemo coming up instead of changing my medications because of a little bit of concern we have with the one lung, but it's a very minor concern at this point. Um, but other than that, I'm doing okay. Just some muscle stuff I'm still kind of dealing with, and I guess now there's a little bit of redness. You probably noticed that in previous videos, but it really flared up about a week or two ago, I think. And I took really good pictures and I sent it to my doctors, and they think it's rosacea. They don't think it's treatment related. I do think it may be related to sun exposure and the medication because I guess some of the medications I'm on say that you should try to avoid sun exposure. So, because rosacea, as far as I know, doesn't cause the skin to like peel, and it's like literally this whole wherever I'm touching, the skin is basically it's peeled off, and it feels like plastic because it's not like this is soft like skin and feels like plastic. It's like shiny, and if I scratched it, it would probably start bleeding. Um, this side's not as bad. I don't know. It has a little bit of just a tiny bit of that crusty feeling here, but they say it's rosacea. Well, that's their guess from the photograph. I guess they can't really make a diagnosis just from a photograph, but I think I, I think I might have sunburned it. That's kind of because it got really red and hot and swollen, and I know rosacea can do that when during a flare, I guess. And my rheumatologist doesn't think it's related to my mixed connective tissue disease, and he may be right. It might be a reaction to the sun. So I don't know. We'll have to watch it. I've been putting lotion, Neosporin, and then when I go outside, I try to remember to put sunscreen on to keep it from flaring up again. But it seems like whatever it was, it flared up and it's going back down. But other than that, everything else seems about the same. Now that the chemo is worn off, my body's recovering and my immune system's recovering. My allergies are going through the roof. My eyes just right now just they feel like glue. And every time I go outside, my nose starts watering like it just waters nonstop. It's just please. We have fruitless mulberry trees flowering right now in my very front yard, and so I'm pretty sure that's what it is because I'll go up to a different town where there aren't really any mulberry trees and I have no allergies, so it's pretty sure it's these darn trees. But other than that, and a little bit of hip pain that I seem to get at this time because my immune system's kind of ramping back up. It's an interesting observation. I've noticed that right before I go do my next chemo session, my hip pain kind of gets bad again, and then I have chemo, then everything calms back down. So I'm kind of getting the inclination that the hip pain probably is autoimmune related because when I go through chemo, it kind of shuts the immune system down, which reduces the damage from the autoimmune, and the hip pain's gone. I mean, I haven't had any hip pain for 2 weeks, and it just started up 2 days ago. So I'm pretty sure it's just my autoimmune in my hip is related. So more chemo, probably 4 more rounds. Until my next scan, which is in 3 months. But I will have that confirmation on Wednesday. But I'm pretty sure that's what he's going to request, according to the scan results, which I haven't got the DVD yet for. But I think I did tell you that most things seem stable. There was some improvement in some things and slight worsening in others. But the one thing that got me worried a little bit is a very, very small um, possible tumor in the right lung. I don't know exactly where because I haven't seen the pictures, and I don't think the report was very detailed. But it was not very active. So usually the background radiation, we can call it, um, is two, right around 2 SUV. And this tumor, which is in a lung, now if you remember the lung pictures, they're usually black and there's no activity, and it measured a 1.2. So that's not very bright. Like my worst tumors, when they're really reactive, are like 12 or 13 SUV. So 1.2 is very, It's just barely showing activity at that point. And for all I know, this tumor may not even be in the center of the lung. It may be near the edge where I was having some, there might be, it might be like a kind of a borderline tissue. I don't know. So I could have, would have liked to have known by now, but the DVD I got, um, there was a problem with recording it and didn't record the images. So, but anyway, more chemo, kind of what I expected. Wasn't hoping for more chemo, but after hearing the results, I kind of figured, yep, more chemo's in the works, which I can cope with. I mean, I've been doing pretty good, except for today. I kind of, like I said, with the allergies, it's kind of just wiping me out a little bit, but it's okay. I've had some really good days, so I can manage with that. Just wanted to give you a heads up. The tummy's doing a lot better. I'm eating normally again. I'm actually eating vegetables and not having massive problems afterwards. So, and I'm trying to cut the sugar down. I think I've been eating way too much sugar, like because I was having so many tummy problems and everything was going through so fast. Um, I think that I was taking the Bratz diet, the bananas, applesauce, rice. That the diet is too far, and it was just making things worse. I think I need to find a way to eat more, proteins, which take longer to break down, will hopefully slow things down a little bit. Than other than eating things that are too easy to digest, and I just end up going through really fast. So what I have found that I've done this time, I didn't have hardly any nausea and the very little diarrhea in the beginning, at least. Um, was I'm using the Body Armor hydration drinks and the Boost high protein uh, meal replacement drinks. 20 grams of protein, 240 grams of calories in a bottle that's about, about this big. And I just sip on it in the morning, and it gives me my energy, it gets me going. And I'd have maybe a small lunch and a decent dinner, and that seems to work. I think another thing that might have be making the tummy problems worse is too much salt. So the whole osmosis thing is, if you your body wants balance of saltiness in and out, and if you have too much salt, it's going to draw water into that area. So if I have too much salt in my intestines, it's going to draw more water into my intestines rather than let it go out into my body. And so I think, and I was craving a lot of salt, so I think that might have making things worse. So I've been cutting my salt, cutting my sugar, and I've been doing pretty darn good the last few days. So I'll keep you informed, and if that's the case, then hopefully that will help some other people too. But anyway, doing okay, other than a little bit of allergies and a little bit of hip pain. Everybody's got problems, so I can cope with that. But anyway, doing good. So I will keep you guys informed, and if you have any questions or concerns, please share. And remember, make memories, share them, and find your joy, and share that too. Take care, guys.